Game of the Year watch for 2017 and some big changes coming to the Daily Gamer coming up right now. What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Daily Gamer. So before we get started, I just want to talk about this show and what I think it's going to be moving forward. So I've been watching back a whole bunch, and I'm really proud of what I've done with the Daily Gamer. I like the edits. I like the formality of the show. I'm proud of it, but it just doesn't feel like me. It doesn't feel like what this channel is, and it's a little. There's a lot of reasons that I'm kind of tweaking things here. It's just not. It's not very easy for me to hop on the night of and find the biggest news story and then record and edit this and get it out in time. And I want to nail these days every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I want to have these videos for you, and that way of doing it just doesn't seem to be working out. Also, I do feel like the formal nature of it just really isn't me. It didn't feel like me, and I think all of this combined is kind of holding me back from having fun doing these. So what this is going to become moving forward is more of a vlog series. I'll still talk about video game news and what's going on in the industry, but you'll also get some just random topics that I find interesting to talk about, and it's just going to be more of a video game vlog series, still all about the industry, still all about news and fun things for us to talk about, just more of an informal open conversation from me to you guys, and hopefully you'll interact with me in the comments and stuff like that below. So as you can see, I have ditched the button up and the tie and all that, and this is going to be a lot less jump cutty and just more you and me talking about fun stuff to talk about 3 days a week. I think that's going to be the show moving forward, so hopefully you're on board, and if you're not, that's cool too. I totally get it. Also, yes, I realize I look kind of weird without a beard. It'll be back. Take it easy. But what I really want to talk about today is our 2017 Game of the Year watch list. I want to talk about what I think is going to be in contention for my personal Game of the Year for 2017, as well as what I think could be in contention for Game of the Year in the future, just in general from an industry standard. Maybe not necessarily for me, but some of them I'm sure will be. But anyway, to get us started, the first game I want to talk about with you guys is Horizon Zero Dawn. That game I hold to just such a high standard, and just is so impressive from a technological standpoint, and you know, just the way it runs, the way it looks, the way everything so seamlessly works together, and you know, the vistas, the gameplay, the mechanics are so well done and executed. Does it have flaws? Sure, but they're so minimal, and I enjoyed every minute with that game. You can go everywhere. It's so expansive, and I love the creature design and all the different ways you kind of have to think to take one out. What's the best possible way to get this thing out and not alert all of these creatures over here? The fact that the frame rate can run and the game can look this good, and it's at such a stable frame rate the whole time. That game is just a technological marvel, but it's also super fun to play, and the story was really engaging. So that is definitely the top of my list right now. Now, of course, I just started Zelda, which I always thought I would enjoy, but never thought I would really have it held to as high a standard as everybody else. Turns out I do. It's fucking awesome. Zelda is so good. I'm sure you've heard this a million times before, but just the way you can do pretty much anything and go anywhere, and you know, it's just such a mellow, relaxing game, but it's also very fun, and the sense of progression and how you solve puzzles and how you use your mechanics, it's just really gripping me. It's just a right game at the right time type of thing for me. So I have not decided between the two of those, but those are my two games for Game of the Year watch so far. I thought Mass Effect Andromeda would for sure be on this list, but that kind of fell short for me. It's a very fun game, but overall not a fun Mass Effect game in my opinion. So yeah, I'm looking at Zelda and I'm looking at Horizon for my Game of the Year so far. There's a lot of other big games that have come out that I think could be in the running. Not for me at this point, as I mentioned earlier, but Resident Evil 7, I could easily see making this list. And Nier Automata, I also could definitely see making this list. Those are very popular games. I don't know what the read is on everyone's level. I'm sure you guys will let me know, but those I can definitely see being in the conversation. But I don't see any way that Horizon and Zelda are not also in that conversation for most other people. But coming down the line, we have a lot of great games still. Now, Cuphead, I think at a time may have made the cut. I don't think you're going to see that there anymore. Super Mario Odyssey is definitely a great looking game. I'm stoked for that game. It looks like it's taking the Mario franchise and really, once again, doing something really innovative with it. And I would be shocked to see that not on the Game of the Year list at the end of this year. Before that, actually, we have Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. People are kind of overlooking Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, but I do think that is going to be in the conversation. Naughty Dog is Naughty Dog. They're a fucking awesome studio. They knock it out of the park every time, and it seems like this is more than just DLC. This is, it turns out, a standalone thing. You can buy a physical game disc for this. It's going to be, they're saying 10 hours long, so probably 6 to 8 more so, but that's about as long as Uncharted 1. I would be, not too surprised to see this on people's Game of the Year list, especially when we find out how good this is, and I do think it's going to be really, really good, so I would watch out for that one. We have Destiny 2 coming down the line. We have Call of Duty Modern Warfare, not Modern Warfare, World War 2, and we also have Star Wars Battlefront 2, all shooters. Of those, I could see, I think people will want to talk about Call of Duty in that sense, but I think because it's Call of Duty, they won't. I don't think it'll be nominated. I don't think it'll be in many conversations, but I think it'll be a great game. And I think if maybe it was anything but Call of Duty, it might be in that conversation. Star Wars Battlefront 2, I don't personally see that making the list. As much as that game has come a long way and looks really, really great, it looks like a big step over the first one, I don't really see that happening. I don't really see too many of the shooters, honestly. They all kind of look like more of the same, but better versions of their predecessors. So I don't personally see those making the list, but I do see South Park: The Fractured But Whole making this list for sure. Those games often delayed, but when they come out, just the one, but it was super, super successful. Everybody loved it. They thought it was hilarious. They thought it was a lot of fun. This game looks like, again, it's besting its predecessor in every way. I do think we'll definitely see that on the Game of the Year watch list this year. Crackdown 3, I'm not sure about that one. I don't think we'll see that on the list, but that'll be a big game coming as well. I know people are excited about it, but it just seemed to kind of not deliver what everyone expected it to. What else do we have coming here? Injustice 2. I think that'll be forgotten about by the time Game of the Year watch comes along. I think we will. Most people will have not included that in their conversation. I won't have forgotten about it, but I do think people will have forgotten about it. Neo was a surprise hit, but I don't think it'll be in the conversation either. What else? Anything else big? We have Wolfenstein 2 coming. We have Middle-earth: Shadows of War. Assassin's Creed Origins. We have a lot of good stuff coming, but I think the ones I named are really the ones we're going to be looking at for Game of the Year. I think what it's going to come down to is probably Mario, Horizon, Zelda, maybe Resident Evil. I'm kind of reluctant to say Resident Evil. If I had to narrow this down to 5, Horizon, Zelda, Mario, for sure. Those 3 will be talked about nonstop, I think. South Park, I could definitely see being another. What's the 5th, guys? I don't even know. I'm going to say... Oh, man. I don't know. It's so tough. I'm going to say Uncharted. I'm going to stick with Uncharted. I think that is something that people are not counting on being a thing, and I really think it's going to be a thing. I do. I think people are going to really, really enjoy that just as much as they enjoyed previous Uncharted games. So those are my Game of the Year picks. My personal one seems like it's going to come down to, for me, between Horizon, Zelda, and Super Mario. I'm really happy to include these Nintendo games in this list, as last year I was upset to my stomach about Nintendo. But it seems like Nintendo is kind of killing it lately, and I'm really enjoying my Switch, so I'm very positive on them at the moment. Will that change? I don't know, but I'm really looking forward to Mario. So we'll see what happens there. But those are going to be my 3 that I imagine I'll be choosing from when it comes time. And I think those 5 are going to be the ones that the industry as a whole are talking about. What are your guys' game of the year? Let me know in the comments below. What do you think about what the industry is going to be voting for when the time comes? I would really love to hear from you guys. And of course, like this video if you liked it, and please subscribe to the channel. As always, it's a pleasure doing this for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the show, and I'll see you next time on The Daily Gamer.